Hi, my name's Taylor. I make morbid documentary commentary videos. This is a rough one, so warning. Okay, so there's a trigger warning for this video. I know I say that for pretty much almost every video, but I like to talk about morbid stuff. So this is the worst things that have ever happened on live stream, and the reason that I'm doing like a proper trigger warning is because obviously all of these incidents have been caught on camera. I'm gonna show you them, not like the gruesome things and like the actual incidents happening themselves, but I'm going to show you like the lead up to them, and then I'll blur a lot of stuff out because quite a few of these are to do with suicide, you know, people taking their own lives. So I can't show you that stuff obviously, but I've seen it, and it's honestly, it's just heartbreaking, some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about and some of the stuff that I'm going to show you. So yeah, just a trigger warning for that. Just before I do get into some of these cases though, I just want to explain where the fuck I've been for the last month. So I haven't uploaded in a while. It's been, well, over a month. It's probably been like near enough 2 months now. But I did go back to uni. I've been sick with a cold for the last week. I know that's not really an excuse, but yeah. I also started a new job a few weeks ago as well. So I've been busy. I haven't really had the motivation to film videos, but I was lying in my bed the other night and I was like, oh my god, I've not recorded a video in so fucking long, and I really enjoy it. Like, I love YouTube and making these strange morbid videos. So I was like, right, what the fuck can I do? I want to do something interesting, I want to do something morbid. Live streams. Everybody loves live streams. I used to live stream myself on TikTok and fucking Twitch. I used to do it, and yeah, it baffles me how live streams are obviously recorded in real time and anything can happen at any given moment. It's quite scary, like, don't know, it just kind of reminds me of Final Destination, you know? I'm also listening to myself talk right now and my voice is fucking shot, like, oh my god, it's because I've got the cold, guys. Okay, so enough of me rambling on, I'm gonna get into the first one. So this is Nerman. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. Soljimanovic? We're going with that. So he was a 35-year-old bodybuilder from Bosnia. He was known to have like an absolutely terrible temper, and he was reported for domestic abuse on his ex-wife. So he was also previously linked to a drug cartel, in which he was arrested multiple times for assault and use of a weapon as well. So he believed that his ex-wife, her name is Nevzeta, I think. Oh my god, I can't pronounce these names. But he believed that his ex-wife gave information about him to the police, and that's how this whole thing unfolded. So, in retaliation of that, he went live on Instagram, and in front of 12,000 people and a small child who was there in the room at the time, he took her life. On the stream, according to translations, he said, and I quote, "Hey guys, you're going to see something that you've never seen before, a live murder. It's a massacre." He then panned the camera and you could see a blood-soaked patio, and you could hear a child crying in the background. He, of course, panned the camera and you could see an injured woman who was sitting on a bench, his ex-wife. She was very badly injured. He then demanded to his ex-wife to know why she gave the police information about him. She, of course, was completely like unable to speak due to like how horrific her injuries were. So what he did then is he aimed a firearm at her and he shot her a single time in the head. After that, he then panned the camera and you could see the child, who was believed to be like a toddler age, lying on the floor just completely bawling. He then of course fled the scene and he went on to kill 2 other people and injuring 3 others, including a police officer. So the 2 other people that he killed were believed to be a father and son. He was then cornered off by the police, and after a brief standoff he took his own life. So for the next case, we have one that's an accident, and I've put that in air quotes because I don't really know if you can call it an accident, if that makes sense. So back in 2017, Obdulia Sanchez was live on Instagram, and she was driving rather recklessly and very fast down like these California roads. So she had 2 passengers in the back seat, her younger sister and her younger sister's friend, who were both 14-year-old at the time. Obdulia then completely lost control of the vehicle, which then overturned into a field, and it killed her younger sister in the backseat. Her younger sister's name was Jacqueline Sanchez. After the crash, there was like obviously a pause in the live stream. You couldn't really see or hear anything before you see Obdulia leaning over the body of her 14-year-old sister, and she's just saying that she's sorry. Obdulia's blood level was found to be 0.10, which is over the legal limit. So I say accident obviously because it was a car accident, but she was drunk and driving recklessly at the time. In the video, which I don't have, I will look for it though. If I find that, I'll show you guys sort of what she was doing. So she's like dancing in the front seat and she takes her hands off the wheel and she's just being completely reckless, and it's no wonder that she completely lost control of the vehicle.
Look, I fucking love my sister to death. I don't give a fuck. Man, we about to die. This is the last thing I wanted to happen to us, but it just did. Chocolate!
So this next one is absolutely, it's heartbreaking. On Sunday the 16th of April, why have I've not wrote the fucking year. I'll find the year. I don't know why I've not wrote the year. Anyways, so a 13-year-old South Korean girl, her name was Gwen Shionza. She live streamed herself falling off of a 19-story building near Gangnam Station, which is in South Korea. So she suffered from severe depression, and she was actually a part of this online forum. Prior to the incident, she was in contact with a man from said forum, and together they both intend to carry out a joint pact, according to this man's plan. So he came up with the idea, he talked her into going along with it, she agreed, but ultimately he completely withdrew, like he fled from it, and she then proceeded to go on and do it alone. Now, the reason this is so heartbreaking is just the age of the girl. She was only 13, just turned a teenager, and you know, your teenage years are just the worst for things like mental health, and especially when things like social media and the internet come into it. Because I remember being that age and I was going through similar things, and just the internet just made it so much worse. So much fucking worse that you have these online forums, and you know, this guy was clearly older, he was grooming her, he was manipulating her, and seeing all these things, and some of the things that she was posting on this forum as well, just completely heartbreaking. Now, this next case happened back in 2017, so this is the case of Jared McLemore, if that's how you pronounce it. Again, I'm fucking terrible for pronouncing names. So this happened back in Memphis, Tennessee, back in 2017, I did mention. So Jared was an aspiring musician, and he actually went on Facebook Live and he streamed himself setting himself on fire outside of the pub where his ex-girlfriend worked. Now, this is also a case of domestic abuse. Abuse. Why can't I speak? What is wrong with me? What is going on? Like, my first video back and I'm just shit. So, on the video, I've watched this video as well, he sits on the ground, he has his shirt off outside of the pub his ex-girlfriend worked at, and he did domestically abuse her. He was arrested for strangling her one time. But he was 33 years old at the time. He sat down, doused himself in kerosene before he flicked a lighter on himself, and it happened really, really quick. Very, very, very fucking quick. And he regrets it straight away. He starts screaming, he's in extreme pain. Obviously, I think setting yourself on fire is the most painful way to go, I think. But just before he'd done it, he mumbled goodbye to his ex-girlfriend. Her name was Alyssa Moore, who was literally just a couple of feet away when this happened, which is absolutely terrifying. So, of course, he had mental health problems. He was a domestic abuser, which I have mentioned. Yeah, that's pretty much all the information that I have on this case, but it's just absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. He wanted to, you know, stir up as much attention as possible, pretty much. He was rushed to the hospital where he later on passed from his injuries. So this next case is a fight that just pretty much went wrong. So this one took place in a Walmart in Louisiana. Now, this was a fight between a bunch of like teenage girls, ranging from age like 15 to the youngest was age 12. I watched this video. You don't actually see anything like the actual, you know, stabbing take place, but you see the girls running about, screaming, fighting. You see the actual fight. But yeah, it's pretty disturbing to watch.
Did you go to bed?
Not at Walmart. Home. Y'all going to the movie? Yes! Put the phone back on the charger. How much percent you? You know, yeah, we're about to come out as soon as my sister's come. They so fucking jamming shit. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ.
much, back then, what year was this? 2021. This was back in 2021. So a fight broke out between several young girls. One of the girls, it doesn't say which one it was, but she took a knife from the store and she stabbed one of the girls who was 15 years old. She was stabbed. She was rushed to a nearby hospital where she later passed away due to her injuries. Of course, all of this was live streamed on Facebook Live. I do have the video, I'll show you guys. It's so disturbing. So 4 girls were ultimately arrested. One of them was 14, 2 of them were 13, and the youngest was just 12 years old, and they were all booked into a juvenile detention centre. But the victim's name was not released in this case, probably due to their age. I don't think any of them were. I can't see anything about any names or anything like that, but you'll see them on the video when I show you guys. So one of the girls was charged with second degree murder, and 3 of them were charged with principal to second degree murder. So yeah, they're going to be in juvie for a long time, I think. But yeah, I remember I remember being that age, and you know, fights used to break out in school and people would fucking pick up weapons and be absolute fucking idiots. And that's sadly a thing in America as well. But in America you have guns and things like that. Obviously a knife was used in this case, but it's just absolutely mental how these things unfold, literally from a fight. And in the video as well, you can't even tell how the fight started. Like, they were just joking and laughing about. I think in one part of it, they said they were going to go to like the movie theatre, and then all of a sudden they're battering each other. Like, it's just so quick. And I have said that about every single video, just how quick things happen. It's just, oh my god, I can't even. It's just so quick. So I do have one final case. This is the case of Brian Velasco. Now, he was a drummer for a band called Razorback. I'd never heard of them, but they're quite a popular band apparently. So the drummer of said band, he suffered from bipolar disorder, and in this video he's on top of a building and he live streams himself falling off. Well, not falling off, but you know what I mean. So in the video you can hear him sort of like mumbling to himself, and it's like he's talking to himself and he can hear voices in his head, and he says goodbye, and then he just does it, and again it happens so quick.
All of you. Most especially you. I'm gonna go now. Here I go.
Yeah, I just think it's just completely crazy and heartbreaking to know that people, they think it's their only way out, and that hurts my heart. It really hurts my heart, because it's not, but at the time you think it is. And I'm pretty sure some of the people watching, including myself, have went through some of those things and some of those thoughts, but just know that you're not alone, and if you are ever having any tendencies or any urges to do anything like that, please seek help and speak to someone, because trust me, you're more valuable here than you are anywhere else. So yeah, that's all of the cases that I have for now. I'll probably most definitely make a part 2, 3, 4, 5, because there is hundreds and hundreds of videos. I'm not going to share where I found these videos. It's probably self-explanatory. Probably some of you watching probably know that they're from shock sites, but I'm not going to show you the names. I'm not going to give you any links. I'm not going to show you how to get them. Just basically out of respect for the people that are involved. Again, I'm not going to show any gruesome details. This is all for educational purposes and to build awareness, pretty much, of just how quick these things can happen, and you know, you should be valuable of your life and grateful. So yeah, that's all for this video. I'll be back very soon, hopefully. But yeah, thank you for watching. Take care.